5.7, equations and inequalities with rational numbers. With rational numbers, okay? So we are going to be doing some inequalities right now, guys. But we're also going to do some other two-step problems. So all these will be a couple steps, okay? Kind of like we did yesterday, but they could have a less than or an equal, less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to sign with it also. Okay, let's start with a warm-up one. How do I do negative 5, 6x plus 1/2 equals 3/4? What do I do first, Bree?
Minus 1, 2.
Minus 1/2 from both sides. Okay, when I do that, I get negative 5, 6x equals, what's 3/4 minus 1/2?
We have to change it.
You have to change it. What's the common denominator?
4.
4, so 1/2 changes to?
2/4.
So what's,
Negative 2/4.
yeah, so what's 3/4 minus 2/4?
1/4.
1/4.
Positive 1/4.
Now, Caitlin, what do I do next? Yeah, you flip it and you multiply by negative 6 over 5, cancel, x equals, and I multiply this by negative 6 over 5. Reduce first if possible. Can anything reduce down?
Yes, 4
Yes,
and
what?
6.
Negative 6 and 4.
So that makes it 2 and 3.
2 and 3, yes.
So you get negative 3 over 10. Yes?
Yeah.
Negative 3 over 10. Thank you, Morgan.
Morgan.
Negative 3 over 10. Cool?
Yep.
Okay, so that is solving it when there's an equal sign. Carter, you paying attention?
Oh, you multiply. Okay, I was thinking of you that first. You multiplied.
Kaden, head up, pay attention. Okay, so that's solving it when there's an equal sign. Now let's solve some with decimals.
Lovely.
Now, this says 2.3 equals 5.14 plus 0.8
So you
m.
have to make them into fractions.
Stop, no.
Oh.
Yes,
Can't you subtract 5?
yes. I want to subtract 5.14. I want to subtract 5.14.
Sorry.
Okay? So you get 0.8 m equals. Now look at this right here. I'm going to put a placeholder right here, yes?
Yeah.
The 3, okay. Here's the deal. That's going to be weird if I do it that way, correct? Okay. So really, if I'm doing this longhand, you have to do it as negative 5.14 plus 2.30. You get what I'm saying here?
Yes.
So your answer is going to come out negative still, but this is the only way I can subtract because 4 minus 0 is 4.
Mm-hmm.
Change this to a 4. 11 minus 3 is,
Yep.
yeah, what's 11 minus 3?
What?
8. Good. It's 8. Okay. And then
Sorry.
you get negative 2, correct? Now listen. Here's a story all about how my luck got flipped upside down. Okay, no.
The ending of the
Let me tell you something about this. Let us make this easier. Do you think that's complicated?
No. Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
I think it's easier if we change these into whole numbers. So, I'm showing you both ways. If I do it this way, then I have to do this, and you have to use your calculator. The problem is, Mrs. McCain and myself and Mr. Rice are not going to let you use a calculator on this. Do you want to try to divide that out?
No.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this problem, 2.3 equals 5.14 plus 0.80. What is the highest place value you have here?
8. No, sorry.
No.
5.
What?
The 100.
The hundredths place. Hundredths.
Wait, so you won't
Tens,
use your
hundreds.
calculator on it?
Oh, you're not using a calculator on this. Nope.
On this test, we're not using a calculator or quiz.
You're not using a calculator on this portion. You have to do this by doing the way I'm showing you right now. So this is hundredths, yes? So I'm going to multiply everything by 100. Watch.
Oh my gosh.
If I multiply this by 100, and I multiply everything here by 100, okay? Wait just a second, and I'll see if I can answer your question. What's 100 times 2.3?
230.
230.
Woo.
What is 100 times 5.14?
5,140.
5,000?
Not
500.
514. And what's 100 times 0.8?
800.
No,
80.
80. Okay, 80.
Ah.
So I get 80 M. Now look, those are all whole numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now let's subtract 514. What's 230 minus 514?
Hold on. You borrow your.
How about we
Six.
just move this decimal place to say 284? Negative 284. We did it up here already, Matthew. We just gotta move the decimal place, yes? So negative 284 equals 80. Is this easier to deal with?
Yes.
Divide by 80. And M equals, what's 284 divided by 80?
Negative 3.5625.
Negative 3.55. It's negative 3.55.
But I thought you said we weren't allowed to use calculators.
Okay, listen.
Teachers are allowed to use
Yeah. You can do 284 divided by 80 long division easier, yes? Then you can do
That should be,
2.84.
that's
You
equal.
can use a calculator once you get to a certain spot. But look, either way that I do this, it comes out to the same answer, yes?
Yeah.
So you can show me either way, I don't care. Whichever's easier for you, okay? Whichever one is easier for you, you just have to show me work. This is why you have to show me work, because there's more than one way to do something in math class.
Miss
I
Peters,
finished
Yes.
are you
mine.
gonna give us a lot of this?
Please don't.
Please don't.
Please
You're gonna
don't.
have homework tonight because you have a quiz on Monday over all this stuff.
I mean, I don't mind having homework, but are you gonna give us a lot?
Why don't you just wait and see? Okay. A sign in a clothing store, we'll deal with that later, Caleb. A sign in a clothing store says to take a third off the marked price of a shirt. You have $20 in cash and a $5 gift certificate. What are the original prices of the shirt you can afford to buy? Any guesses on how we would set that up?
Hold on, let me read it again.
A sign in a clothing store says to take a third off of the marked price of a shirt. So if the shirt is $25, you're taking a third of the cost off,
Uh-huh.
okay? You have $20 in cash and a $5 gift card. What are the original prices of the shirt you can afford?
Do we have to do, we have to use one third?
You're gonna have to use 1/3 at some point, okay? So we have 1/3. What else information are we gonna have to use at some point?
We know we have $20 in cash plus $5, so.
Okay, so
Would you add both of those together, so $25?
So 20 plus 5.
Okay.
Okay, and we know that it has to be what compared to that price?
1/3.
No.
The original?
What I can buy, I have $20 in cash and $5 gift card. So I can buy a shirt that is what compared to that price?
25
Less than or equal to. It can be less than that price of 25 or equal to that price of 25, yes?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Because I only have $25, right?
Okay, yeah.
I can't spend more, but I could spend less. That's why this is a range, okay? You're gonna get a range of
Oh, and then
numbers.
you put 1/3 on the other side?
You put 1/3, okay, sort of. We are gonna use 1/3, and we're gonna use what else with it? Do you know how much the shirt cost?
No.
Wait,
It goes 1/3 X.
Okay, let's talk about that. We're gonna do X, but the shirt is 1/3 off, right?
So we don't know the original price.
We don't know the original price, but let's say the original price is 1 whole. We're
Okay.
taking away from it what?
1/3.
1/3. So the new price of the shirt is gonna be what?
It's gonna be
And don't give me a price, give me something with an X.
Hmm?
Look,
1 minus 1/3 x.
yes, 1 minus 1/3 is what?
2/3?
2/3. So the new price of the shirt is 2/3.
But we just made this up
X.
though.
What do you mean we just made this up?
Oh, but we're using the, oh.
Because it's not the whole price, but it's not but it's not 1/3 of the whole price, it's subtracting 1/3 from the whole price. So the whole price of the new price of the shirt is actually 2/3 of the original. Okay? My shirt wasn't 1/3 of the original cost, it was 1/3 off of the original cost. So because it says that, my new shirt is 2/3 of the original cost. So 2/3 X has to be less than or equal to 25. How do you solve from there?
You do, 3/2.
Yep.
And then you cancel those out.
You do 3/2.
And then you multiply 25/1.
And you
with the
do-
Thing.
This times 3/2. What's 3 times 25?
75.
So what's 75 divided by 2?
It would be a decimal.
Yep.
So
Wait, so that'll be
Maybe 6.
70, wait,
30.
34, wait.
Look, 75. 2. 2 goes into 7.
3,
Oh,
7, 37 and 1/2. 37 and 1/2.
I bring down the 0.
37 and 1/2.
So $37 and. So the shirt that you can afford to buy has to be $37.50 or less. So if the original ticket price says $37.50 or less than that, you can buy that shirt.
So if we have something like this, like a word problem like this, just use a 1 and subtract it.
If it's saying you're taking off. If it says the new price is 1/3 of the original, you don't have to subtract because it is 1/3 of the original. This is because it said it took 1/3 off, meaning there's still 2/3 of that original price left. Okay? Last problem, -3/4 m minus 1/8 is less than or equal to -1/4. Carter, what do I do first? You have to work order of operations backwards. So I want to take what and move it to the other side. We want to get m by itself.
Just subtract 1/8 on each side.
We would add it because there's a subtraction sign, but yes,
add, yeah.
good. Add 1/8 on both sides. Add 1/8. What does that mean this has to change to right here?
-2/4, or 2/8, sorry.
-2/8. Okay, -2/8. Now, we get -3/4 m is less than or equal to -1/8, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you have to do with this now, Carter?
Flip it.
Flip it. So multiply by -4/3, okay? Multiply this side by -4/3. Cancel, cancel, you get m.
You get a positive.
And you get, but, okay, listen. I just multiplied an inequality by a negative.
Wait, what?
What happens?
Don't you flip this in there?
Yes, Caitlin, the sign has to flip.
Oh, because it's a negative.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Good, Caitlin. So then I get 1/6, right? M is greater than or equal to 1/6.
Miss Peters?
Yes.
So if it's a negative, you change
If
it
you divide or multiply by a negative in an inequality, you always flip the sign.
to sign.
so easy.
Correct, sir.
So you have to put.
Oh,
it
it's
moves-
already done.
Oh, so you have to. You
Oh,
move.
Yes, sir. Okay?
So we're going back to this lesson.
Oh, yeah, every